Yo, what's happening, Cap'n? Hey, look.
Hey, man. We're looking at each other now. How you going? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Oh, I'm harassing the guest. I'm already sexually harassing my first guest on What's Happening, Cap'n. Hi there, I'm Captain Hardluck. Hey, that's me. I'm feeling flossy tonight. I've got my Dago track jacket on. Am I allowed to say that on Twitch if I am a Dago? Am I allowed to do that? Because I'm pretty sure Kai Cenat. Listen, never mind. I'm not going to get into that. Nemo X Serious. I'm just going to call you fucking Nemo because that's the right amount of syllables. Jacob, Nemo.
How you doing, mate? Good to see you.
I'm doing
good to be here.
Whatever, you know. I don't know how to have a guest. I don't know how to host somebody on my podcast. I've never done it before. I may never do it again. It was awkward during the premiere of the last episode on YouTube to have Hyperblocked, who's in chat right now, saying I should be on episode 3. Little did they know that within an hour of saying that, I would have my very first guest, and it's not them, it's you. People who are familiar with me, maybe familiar with ProxyLink, Hyperblocked, person of many names. I have many names. You have many names. We're gonna keep it simple. All right.
All right, man. Sure thing.
All right. Chill out. And if you've been hearing an echo, that's because this is one of the tightest productions on YouTube/Twitch. And that's What's Happening, Cap'n. And this is just a podcast all about me, but I guess today it's about you.
Oh, awesome. How you doing, man?
I don't know. I'm feeling a little insecure.
Oh, you're feeling insecure?
Yeah, you're making me insecure. You stop flexing.
All good, man. All good. All good.
This is going to be a tough ride. This is going to be a tough watch for pretty much everybody.
No, man. It's all good. How we doing? My name's Nemo.
Go ahead. Tell them give them the YouTube channel trailer right now. Give them the YouTube channel trailer right now.
Good to see you, folks. My name is Nemo. I do a lot of. I'm a varied content creator. We do a lot of pinball effects stuff. We run tournaments for cash prizes, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. What's happening, Captain? How you doing? How's things?
I'm thinking about those cash prizes. I'm thinking about winning big.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
What's the biggest prize you've ever won at the arcade?
Ooh, the biggest prize I'd ever won was a giant Superman plush that was like one of those ones made in China. It looked really weird. I'm gonna have to like post a picture of that in the Discord.
Assuming you haven't stained it yet.
No, man, definitely not. I'm
no
not.
Stains on the Superman plush. That's what we're.
Can
we live stream a black light challenge on your giant Superman plush? The people want to know. The people want to know. I mean, what would we wager in that?
Ooh, I don't know. What would you want to wager? What would you want to wager, man?
Well, I'm really glad this improv is going really good when I volley something to you and you just throw it right back at me. Let me think about it right now.
Probably what, $300? What do you reckon? 300?
Yeah, probably 300. But yeah, I think a lot of people would be happy to see me gambling large amounts of money with you. I think people would really enjoy that if I was gambling more. If actually this episode is brought to you by Draft Picks. You can't draft your family, and you can't pick your family, and you can't draft your friends. But if you draft pick. So Nemo, you have a lot of aspects about you. If there was a Dungeons and Dragons character sheet, when God made you, he rolled some stats and he picked a character class, and you have some attributes. If you had to list off your attributes on that character sheet, what do you think, like, what feats do you have? What's in your inventory? What's your deck score? You know, what do you think people would find interesting on that sheet other than a stain from marinara sauce?
I think I'm pretty quick on my feet when I need to be. I think I'm come from a background where I'm used to this sort of back and forth. I've come from a background, for those who don't know about me, I used to do a little bit of amateur radio back in the day, back in my uni days, and that was a lot of back and forth.
That's when you were a unicorn. That's back when you were a unicorn. That's what you're telling me. When you were hanging around different thruples, when you were just weaving your way through Australia. Also something about you. Yeah. So I'm coming to you from beautiful Tasmania, Australia. I've got myself a light form of diplegic cerebral palsy. I can't walk. I'm in a wheelchair, but that's not important. Is that light? Do they spell light L-I-T-E? Light? I can't say the first. I'm not gonna. Cerebral palsy. I got that, but that first word, I don't know. Light. I can do.
I don't know, man. Maybe you should be the one writing the new Australian dictionary. Eh? You can re-edit the word light in the Australian dictionary. Eh?
Oi, Merriam-Webster. Oi, they have Merriam-Webster, but it just says oi, comma Merriam-Webster. That's what they call the dictionary down there. Why would I write the new Australian dictionary, and what would I put in it?
Oh well, I think America should be a little bit more comfortable with certain Australian vernacular. You know, a little bit too sort of fainty when it comes to certain Australian words. I'm not gonna say that on stream because maybe folks aren't comfortable with hearing the word up. Almost said it.
You are let's see. I get it. He has an obsession. But the Sheila word.
Yeah, pretty much. There we go. Dr. Doobie.
Yeah.
How you doing,
we got
man?
it in chat. People understand. People know what word that Australians are emphatic about and find culturally acceptable.
It's a term of endearment, man. Down here, it's a loved, respected phrase. A lot of American women tend to recoil from that word, man.
I would say, American women are recoiling in general. I think they're definitely they've just been coiling. They never stopped for it to have to. They are retracting. They're getting away from it. They don't want to deal with it, and I understand there's a lot of problems in America. My friend, I will say there's a lot of word looseness going on in America right now that I think that if I talked about too extensively, YouTube just integrated some new terms of community guidelines and things of this thing. Dude, I commented, somebody was like bitching about, society, and that to me, their outfit just screamed like drug dealer UBI, like universal basic income drug dealer, like somebody that's in a theoretical world. This is what they want to do. They want UBI, but they also want to be able to make money selling drugs. And I said this on TikTok and instantly got the comment deleted. So I was like, okay, you can't say like TikTok, the CCP is going cray with the TikTok like words. But people are still getting slammed. People are still it's a wild world out there. It's definitely a wild world out there. So you got to be careful with the words. And I'm not jumping at the bit to say anything that will get me algorithmically punished unless it's really funny or really late in the episode. I think they still kind of like front load the profanity search.
Understood, man. Understood, man. I probably should behave myself then, eh? All right.
I mean, just wait for me. I'll give you a cue. There'll be a point where you probably get to say the C word in the episode. So everybody who's watching right now can get excited for it. Anybody who's made it about 15 minutes in this podcast knows you're going to get a C word later.
It's probably a good idea to set the content classification to profanity as well, just to be safer on Twitch as well. But you probably have that already set.
No, I've got the profanity meter set to kiss, kiss. I love you, Jeff. I sent Jeff $20. He's cool with it. So
good stuff.
Yeah, Jeff's got his money, and that's good. But America's pretty wild right now. We're not sure what we want to do with the whole thing. We're not really sure where to go with it. I think some of us are fielding ideas still. Some of us really know where we're going with it. Some of us are trying to figure it out. From the Australian perspective, what would you do if you were Donald Trump?
Ooh, I think it's a pretty precarious situation to sort of imagine. I think with the second Donald Trump presidency, I think that it's a very, very telling that it's repeated. History's repeated itself. He's back in office. He's back leading the country.
Is that what people say though? Do people say that when like somebody just gets a normal incumbent win? Like, oh, history's repeating. It's Obama won a second term. History. I think it's a little soon. It's only been 4 years between. So are we saying that history's repeating itself within a 15-year period, or is that just the same thing with a senile, dying old man in between?
Yeah, exactly. He is turning a little bit senile, isn't he?
Biden is already senile. Biden is already very, very senile.
Yes. Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Is he still the president? Did he get inaugurated? Did they do that yet? I didn't even pay attention. I do not care that much.
Well, neither do I. So what does that make between the two of us, eh? What does that make between the
Let's
two
move
of
on.
us,
What
eh?
would you do if you were Donald Trump? That's what I still want to know here.
What would I do if I was Donald Trump? Make sure that there were a lot more ramps and lifts and stuff. And
so you would run on a ramp set.
Maybe stamp out the word. Maybe stamp out the word cripple in discussions in office. That sort of stuff.
We have been talking a lot about the cripple problem, as the Trump people are calling it, and it's in the works. It's in the works. But the ramp platform, I think, it might be solid, because it's not just the disabled who are going to need the ramps. It's the horrifically obese. The people who are just, and that's a big deal in America. So I think that we can get on board with the ramp ideas. If you can bring more ramp ideas to America, I would be into it.
So not only should we build the ramps, we should fortify them as well for our plus size compatriots.
We'll build the ramps and we'll get the Australians to pay for them. I think that's the best plan.
That's the way.
Yeah. So we got
We're building the ramps.
So you heard it here first, guys.
Build the ramps, folks.
Yeah, build the fucking ramps. Build the ramps all around Australia and keep them away from the coral reefs and their sun tan lotion leaching into their it's you, isn't it? You're dumping. You don't even swim. You just go on the edge of the ocean and pour your sunscreen into the water as it ebbs in and out.
Yeah, definitely an effect on the sea life doing that, eh? Definitely effect on the sea life and the dolphins and the seals and all that stuff.
Wait. The sea what?
Seals. For a second, I thought you said sea wolves. But now I'm wondering, is seal just like time and language slurring the term sea wolves into seal? Just I just said seals, man. It's all good.
No. Wait, but what if like they used to be called sea wolves, but then people on boats were always really drunk, and it's like, oh, there's seals over there, and seals over there, and like seals. What the fuck are you talking about? Go to bed.
I don't know, man. Maybe you'll start getting commissions to draw people sea wolves. I wonder what a sea wolf looks like. You're gonna have to draw it for us.
Definitely, we will draw a sea wolf. Well, maybe that can be your art request. They probably do have sea wolves. I think that's what they called them. Oh, I fucked a sea wolf. I bought one ashore and used it for my own pleasure.
Fucking ours, mate. Hey,
we're regular pirates. Get us down to the Caribbean. I'm Caribbean silly. Yeah. So we've addressed Australia's problems by putting the ramps all around the island, even though you're on a different island. So, but it does sound fairly criminal. It sounds like Tasmania is the trailer park of Australia.
Ooh, dude, the things I could say about Tasmania, there's so much to say. Tasmania's got a history, folks. Tasmania's got a history of, just as I know this is probably alienating a lot of our viewers right now, but Tasmania's got a history of not really supporting disabled folk. So it took a long time to sort of get the measures we need to support us, to sort of, get funding for sort of shit we need. There's a lot of stuff I really want to say, but I know I can't say it because we're live on a podcast.
Why? Just say it. What about? Go ahead. Tasmania's
a little historical. Tasmania's a little historically sort of iffy with disability support, but it's gotten a lot better over the years. And it's
what would you say about it specifically? What would you say about it specifically?
Oh my god. So
what are they recording this conversation right now? Is the Tasmanian government CCPing out? What the fuck is going on?
Maybe.
You seem concerned. I mean, what can you say about the history of Tasmanian lack of support, and why is Tasmania's rulings for the disability so different than the rest of Australia?
It's taken a long time for us to catch up. You'd think with universal healthcare and stuff, we'd be a lot better with disability support and everyone getting everything we need, but it's taken a long time. I believe it took about 2010 for what's now known as the National Disability Insurance Scheme here in Australia to go into full effect for people with disabilities. So it was hard as a young kid, a young disabled person trying to grow up in the areas that I was in Tasmania. So it's sort of like beautiful to see, and it's sort of hard to sort of meet like a younger person with a disability and sort of like be as ecstatic and jovial as they are when you know the history that I do, sort of thing.
Fucking. So there's trauma. What was traumatic about not having? What was traumatic about not having that support?
I think the deal is a lot of private hospital, being surrounded by a lot of very, very sick and diseased individuals in very, very disgusting hospital environments and that sort of stuff. Long waiting lists. I'm sure you understand that as American, long waiting lists for certain degrees of supports, all that sort of stuff. Say, for example, you mentioned earlier you have a bone deformity that runs in your family. Well, that would probably take a long time to receive treatment here in Australia if it weren't for the National Disability Insurance Scheme. You would probably fall under that with the condition that you experience.
Fun fact, in America, we have not come up with a pill for missing like bone piece in your ankle. So there is no pharmaceutical incentive for that to be distributed. So there is no there is no offering for me. And it's one of those things where you just kind of have to wear it out. It's like a hip. Like people are like, well, or your knees, you just try not to get these surgeries or things done as long as possible.
So you're just letting it get worse and worse until you're left with no
I
option
exercise it so that the tendons are strong enough to handle the excess pressure, and it wasn't like it was caught at a time. And I don't know, maybe there is, like, if they catch it early enough, they'll be like, okay, your kid's going to wear this brace and they need to do this. And maybe I would have always been doing ankle exercises and my ankles would have been stronger by the time I was in my late teens, which is when it started being a problem. So my issue is not as, I'll say it's not as dire or imposing as something like, is it diplegic cerebral palsy?
Diplegic. Would you like me to type diplegic in the Discord chat that we're
Well, I wouldn't feel good if I didn't
that.
memorize the names of every ailment that everybody I know has. If I didn't memorize that, what would I be? Quick, exactly, what's my ailment? Man. Quick, what's my ailment? Quick, what's my ailment? Quick.
No.
I talk about it like every time I'm on stream.
Yeah, you put me on the spot. This looks horrible. Oh, no.
You put me on the spot a couple times because you were like, let's talk about the first time we met. And I was like, when the fuck was that? And I don't remember it like hyper specifically. So maybe you'll remind me. But I did eventually remember it was because of Liagiverse. And I figured you'd either come to me on a stream. I remember it had to have been a stream because Twitch. And Twitch is where most of our interaction was at first. I remember that at least. And you said YouTube, so I figured you commented at some point. But I don't know if that was simultaneous or what.
I think I found one particular Lagiverse episode. It was one where you were talking about the secret reversed audio in Captain Hardluck, where he covers his eye and says, "What?" That one, and I think I commented on that, and it sort of went from there.
I think you kind of cut out or something because you changed the tone of your voice or whatever. Your mic went a little weird, but you said "my eye," and I have this video. Yeah. Maybe I'll post it here or something where I played it backwards, and it's like, Paul is dead or whatever. So, and if you don't know what that is, that's the Beatles. Is it Sgt. Pepper? I don't know. So probably that's a tangent. Pepper. So that's context just for people who don't know what the fuck. And it was like it was weird. Anyways, so so that makes a lot of sense. So Matsumoto, Captain Hardluck. So that was like a short, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a short, and you had your cell phone in your hand, and you were like sort of moving it to the laptop screen and sort of playing the clip of the first audio, that sort of thing.
That's good to know that people actually see those things, and then sometimes they're like, "Oh, what's that?" So that's cool. But that's cool. So that's kind of how we met, and just been hanging hard ever since. And you play a lot of pinball, and I like pinball. I've not played a ton of it, to be honest. There was one time where I got free play for being like a new customer at this casino, I think, that I worked by, and they gave me a bunch of free play. And what I realized was it was like free play for X amount of time. So what I could do was go on every pinball machine and use it. But there was like a cooldown, but I timed out the cooldown, and it was like a minute, or it was like 1 to 5 minutes or something. So I just go and I just put like 20 credits on every pinball machine that day. So that's my pinball charity that you didn't know. You didn't know, but I'm actually a pinball saint.
Wow, perhaps I'm here to pontificate you here, as a pinball saint officially.
Which pontificate is when you ramble on about your opinion in a hoity-toity way. You meant to say something to deal with Papus, the Popus, the Italian daddy, Italian Catholic daddy. That's what we call him. Hey, like I said, I'm a Dago, so that's a callback. Hey, we got that Pope. Hey, Pope, Daddy Pope. Italian Catholic daddy. I want to suck on that dick. I don't know why, though. Something happened to me when I was a teenager, and I can't even remember it. So, Catholicism is rough. So,
Pope Hardluck, eh?
Hardluck or Harlock?
Hardluck.
For
my
me?
Mic audio is
No,
really
I
shit.
didn't. I was not raised in. I was not raised in a Catholic church. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. I was raised Presbyterian. My dad got out of that. He might not have. He might have got nicked by a priest. I don't know. I never asked. God, maybe. That might explain some things, to be honest. But I don't know. He might not have been. His skin might have been too dark for the region he was in to be enjoyed by the Catholic Church.
Really?
Yeah, well, actually, my aunt, his sister on that side, had a black lover out of wedlock, and one of my cousins is black.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So I never met him. So
you never ask you if your cousin's a cool dude or whatever?
My cousin is a cool woman.
Ah,
yeah, she's cool.
Okay.
She's cool. I don't want to name them quite. Yeah, but anyways, vague facts about my family. We'll keep the facts about my family vague. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you mind if there's anything you want to promote? I'm just going to have a
Brisk Iced Tea. I want to promote Brisk Iced Tea. That's one of the companies that's going to be sponsoring the podcast from now on with their Black Cap special. And that bottle is actually shaped to go right up your ass. So just so you know, that's what it's shaped like that for. So it goes right up your ass. I want to thank my other sponsor, ItalianCatholicDaddy.com, which is just a bunch of AI porn of the Pope. So that's a new sponsor of the podcast. And the third and final sponsor I would like to thank is My Pillow. So the next time you are thinking about enacting martial law, think My Pillow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly does My Pillow have to do with enacting martial law?
You know what? If you're not American, so you didn't keep up with the last Trump presidency, so I'm not gonna spoil you with historical facts about how the My Pillow guy strolled into the White House right after Trump lost the election, and apparently had paperwork discussing martial law. So.
Wow.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. So that's just the My Pillow guy. Like he's I don't know. I don't think he did very well after that. I think Trump was like, I don't really like the My Pillow guy. He's a little weird. Martial law, no thanks. I prefer Marshall Matthews and Slim Shady, the real Slim Shady. That's my Trump impersonation, everybody.
Just don't ask me to stand up, folks. Just don't ask me to stand up.
Oh, I won't ask. I'll demand it. Get the fuck up. Get up. Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up. Stand up, motherfucker, you lazy piece of shit. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. Get the fuck up. That was James Brown, not me, by the way. That was James Brown. He said all those things, not me. So if you're writing emails, keep writing them. That's fine. And if you want to call into the show, you could call in live right now. I'd figure it out. 412-407-7082. Give us a call here at What's Happening Cap'n. We'll take your answers or questions or answer your questions. live.
And by the way, +1 before that for international calls as well, just in case anyone's wondering. So +1.
That's in the USA because we come from the best. So
yes.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, my pinball charity work and probably the first pinball game I ever played was Simpsons. And they also
Simpsons
had this
Party. Might it have been Simpsons Party?
What I remember most are the like nuclear power plant bumpers, but I feel like every Simpsons pinball game has that, so I don't know. You'd have to tell me. Hey, who you texting?
No, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat. That's all. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat.
Well, it's all us, baby. This is what we do. You know, I've decided with this podcast that chat, I love you, but it's the podcast. So I'll get to it eventually, but I didn't see much since but anyways.
Maybe I can keep an eye on the chat for you while we're sitting here. All right.
Well, if you see anything worth reading aloud, go for it.
Yeah.
But just pay more attention to me than them. That's basically what I demand of you as my guest. Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us, by the way, Dr. Doobie.
Yeah, I knew you were going to point that out. I knew you were going to... Yeah, that's the kind of thing. I want to read out the chat. I want to read out that Dr. Doobie has hemorrhoids. That's what I want to be in the podcast. Every fucking episode. The Dr. Doobie... You better come back and say that every fucking time, motherfucker, because otherwise it won't be an episode of What's Happening, Cap'n, unless we read out that Dr. Doobie has hemorrhoids, because God knows that's good content. Fucking God. I can't believe I just did that.
I think I heard it impact the nearest wall too. I think I heard it go dunk like that. Are you okay? You okay? You good? What's up? Oh no! He's upset.
I'm gonna throw up all my nice dinner. Oh. All right, I'm just quoting Step Brothers now. So, I don't know. Like, what do you want to do?
I don't know, man. How long has it been since you last played a game of chess, Captain Hardluck? Let's put you on the spot.
Long ass time, and I'm not good at it. I've never been good at chess. Absolutely never terrible at it. No.
Maybe I should teach you. Maybe I should teach you chess at some point.
My dad, quote unquote, taught me when I was a kid, and I never beat him. Like, I never got any better than him. So at a point, you kind of got to go, this isn't my thing. This isn't what I'm good. I've played games. I've played games at a above average level. Chess is not one of them. I give it a shot.
What kind of games were you playing at an above average level back then, man?
Back then, probably nothing. But at this point, I have probably Hearthstone is above average. I reached legendary stat. This is the nerdiest. This is like, nobody wants to know that I hit legend in Hearthstone. Nobody cares. Oh, only 1% of players ever. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
Oh, dude, don't be like that. It's like, let's see if I can kind of pat Captain Hardluck on the shoulder. Oh, you kind of can't see me. Let's see if I can pat Captain Hardluck on the shoulder. There we go. It's all right, man. It's all right.
I don't know. I just think podcasts are better when the host has a breakdown. I just think it's better I think it's better. Do
you think I should join in? Do you think?
No, it's just for me.
Oh, I should join in solidarity.
Why do you have to take? Why are you so selfish? Why
fucking hell.
Why are you so why are you the? You're my first guest, and guess what rhymes with first?
Ooh, what rhymes with first?
Girth.
Ooh,
it's a slant rhyme.
Yeah,
and slants to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Nemo, you're looking good. Go ahead.
Hooks like this.
Well,
hooks like this direction. You think?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say the camera. You're looking good, but the camera adds 15 inches. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, I'm lucky then, aren't I? I'm pretty lucky if it adds 15 inches.
Well, I could see you causing harm. It goes probably around 10 inches. We start talking lawsuit. We start talking insurance companies start getting involved. Release forms.
That probably sounds about right to me. Jaws of life kind of thing. You know, you get the fire department to break out the jaws of life.
The last thing you want to do is pay for an ambulance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But fun fact, we don't actually pay for ambulances here in Australia. It's part of universal care.
Yeah, you just hop in a roo pouch and they hop you over to the nearest hospital, right? That's a Cockney guy because they have to fly British people in because there's no Australian doctors, right?
There are. Why wouldn't there be? Don't tell me you're subscribing to the Australia isn't a real place thing.
Okay, but you have doctors, like I'm sure you have like a family, but there's no Australian surgeon, right?
Yeah.
They don't give you guys scalpels, do they?
Oh, surely they do. You know, what cost would it cause to the country if we had to fly in international doctors all the time or international surgeons every time anyone needed some seriously heavy surgery?
I mean, they're live-ins. They dig subterranean homes for them so they don't have to interact with the surface dwellers. Listen, I could imagine an Australian surgeon and he's like, scalpel. I can't do it. It's like always going Cockney. Actually, no, not.
Scalpel.
Vegemite. Oh, mate. Hey, mate. Oh, scalpel, mate. Scalpel.
Scalpel, mate.
Hands him a scalpel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a scalpel. This is a scalpel. And he rips out and it's a chainsaw. You know. And he does not wash his hands.
Nah, we don't tend to wash our hands. I'm kidding. Of course we do. Of course we do. I mean, look at what coronavirus has done to the nation. We're all washing our hands. We're all, disinfecting.
Is Wuhan part of Tasmania?
No. I can confirm that Wuhan has no relation to Tasmania or Australia.
If there's anything qualifying as a lab in Tasmania, I don't know. I don't believe it. I think it's like mum's the word. Is that what you're saying?
Let's just tap our noses at that one, Captain Hardluck?
That's what fucking Santa does when he goes back up the chimney. I don't know what the fuck that means. Anybody else know what this is? Is that some prison culture shit from when they shipped you? The crazy thing about Tasmania is it's like solitary confinement.
Mum's the word.
But isn't Tasmania basically solitary confinement for the inmates on the Australian continent?
Possibly. We do have a lot of drop bears to contend with. Drop out of trees, rip the faces off of tourists, that sort of thing.
Oh, I thought
very dangerous creature, drop bears.
I thought a drop bear was when you shit in the upper part of the toilet.
No. A drop bear is a genuine piece of Australian wildlife that sort of hangs in trees and sort of. A lot of women can't walk safely at night because drop bears just drop out of trees and like tear people's faces off and stuff. Very dangerous animal they are, drop bears.
You shouldn't talk about refugees like that.
Refugees?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is I'm projecting. This is an American problem now that I think we're getting drop bears too. That's what they're calling. They're calling them drop bears now. Whenever they start showing up in a Manhattan apartment and some woman that makes like $175,000 a year starts, hearing smelling ethnic food like at 6 p.m. and hearing the music, and then she's like, we've got drop bears now.
Call the police.
Yeah, pretty much.
Call the police. That sort of shit.
That's not what she paid for. I'll just put it that way. That wasn't in the lease. So you got to watch when you're signing a lease.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with, you gotta respect folks. You gotta respect their culture. You gotta be respectful of, people's cultures and stuff, Hey,
listen, I've been around you. I managed. I get over a lot of things. I get over it. Listen, my xenophobia is justified, but I manage it.
You mask it very well, Captain Hardluck, sir. You mask it very well. When guys at the rave, when guys at the rave like are managing perfect energy balls in space and like women are just wet over it. Yeah.
Like
this.
Yeah. That's how I feel, right? That's what I do with my xenophobia. The women are like, what do you mean DEI is stupid? And I go, bitch. Go ahead. What would you say?
Well, what would I say? Well, it pays to work on our active listening, folks. It pays to work on our active listening to be able to like parry it off, like sort of wave it off and sort of like direct it into another chain of conversation that isn't necessarily as, oh my god, what do you mean DEI isn't a good thing? Yeah. And sort of direct it off into like, oh, isn't this curry we're having delicious? Like, oh, that's
I thought you were just gonna call her a cunt.
Not yet. I thought that was later in the stream.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, I mean, we're like 45 minutes into it at this point. So
45 minutes in.
Yeah. So It's not good to remind people how far they're into a podcast. I gotta be honest. I think it's a bad call. So just say
bad call.
Yeah, I think it's a bad call.
One strike so far. I've got a strike.
Yeah, stop fucking Jesus Christ. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, you've been really fucking up this whole podcast.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
what an awful start to episode 3, eh?
Yeah, we're starting about 45 minutes in. That's about right. All right, you got one strike. I got it marked down. So don't laugh.
How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. So listen, everybody thinks that I've got bigotry in my heart, that I'm xenophobic, that I judge and I hate. Listen, you've got a disability. You know what? You're the one guy with a disability that I like, because obviously if you've seen my video with Ricky Berwick, I'm beefing with the community.
But I don't sort of see it as you beefing with him because he has the disabilities that he has. I see it that you're beefing with each other on a personality level. Your personalities are clashing. It's not really a case of, oh, I hate this guy because he has the disabilities he does. You're beefing because you're butting heads because your personalities are clashing.
Well, it's true that my personality does not lend me to putting a cat in a trash can and flipping it. You're right. I generally wouldn't do that, and I have more capacity to do so. So by my moral responsibility is actually higher as a fully abled person, and the actual physical challenge of putting a cat in a trash can and flipping it is almost justified by his difficulty doing so. So you have given me a completely new perspective on the Ricky Berwick situation, and I think.
Yeah, well, good for me then, eh? Good for me then, eh?
I think throwing things is basically the new thing that I do on this show, and it actually fulfills me a lot. It makes me feel really good. Like if I was Johnny Carson, I would just get shurikens and fucking fling them. Dude, basically my landlord was like, hey, we're going to terminate your lease because the basement floods and we don't want to pay for it. So what we're going to do instead is make you clean the house before you leave. I said, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. We have to agree on new terms, concede. And they concessed. So I am the landlord master and they are the landlord bitch. And I fuck them legally every time. And it's beautiful. So anyways, I don't know. Have you ever made a landlord feel bad about themselves?
Yeah, we've had difficult landlords in the past. I obviously, can't go into as much detail as you are with your situation, but we've definitely had crappy landlords in the past.
All right, extrude what happened in your situation and make it fantastical, and then tell the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me break the fourth wall. Fucking make something up. Go ahead.
Okay. So I want you to imagine a really loud, annoying next door neighbor with
Hey Donnie, I've got the brats on. You want to put them on? You want to put them on too? You want to flip the brats? I put the brats on. Is it anything like that?
Yeah, pretty much like that. But imagine that at like 4:30 in the morning when everyone's trying to sleep.
4:45. We got the brats on right now. You listen like that.
Yeah, and then our landlord refuses to do it. Refuses to let us confront the neighbor or do anything about the neighbor. And they're
not gonna do shit. They're not gonna do shit about it. The brats are on. Flip the brats, Terrell. Flip the brats. Go ahead.
Pretty much. You're giving me a lot of nostalgia, a lot of negative nostalgia for the
that's called PTSD, but I like how you made it so positive and called it like negative nostalgia. That's what every army fucking soldier deals with after he comes back from active duty is negative nostalgia when he's beating the shit out of his cha anyways. Go ahead. Continue. Is the story over yet or no?
Pretty much. I'm also getting here that I'm getting some secret information on the side. We also had another landlord move us out in the middle of COVID because they wanted to come from the mainland and we were nearly sort of out on the street. So we also had that, but that's an actual genuine true thing that happened to us as well, and not as funny.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
landlords are kind of shit.
Yeah, they are. They can be.
It's really hard to. I mean, the only good landlord I ever had died, and then his wife took over, and she was a bitch. And her last name went from fucking it was kind of a nice name. It was kind of a pleasant name, and then it went to Wolf. She got remarried within a year. And her last name became Wolf. And she fucking stole my deposit after the place fucking had a fire in the basement because of the old ass heating system.
Well, that change to the last name of Wolf was almost a warning for you then, wasn't it?
Well,
it was almost a warning that, she was gonna.
By the time your house is filled with fucking noxious fumes and not cleaned out properly and you fucking try to sleep in it, you have to sleep in it for a week and breathe it, and you have black soot in your fucking nose for a week. These people were
wow.
fucking idiots, and I had nowhere to go. I don't know. Yeah.
That landlord sounds like a real bitch, man.
Yeah,
that landlord sounds like a real bitch.
Huge bitch, huge cunt. So
yeah.
Big fat cunt. Actually, yeah, I
Massive
saw her
cunt.
outside of a hospital as her husband, who was an incredibly cool dude and very chill. And he had he played guitar, smoke a bone and zone out. That's one of the first fucking things he told us when there's three of us. We're like college age kids, and fucking he's like, yeah, I remember going over to Donnie's house and listening to play guitar, smoke a bone and chill out. And it was one of the fucking, I haven't thought about that in years, but he was a very cool dude, died of lung cancer, I think. And I saw I didn't see him as he died, but I saw his wife and his son outside of the hospital as he died. But unfortunately, these people they really fucked up, and they were on drugs, and it was rough.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I saw they were cleaning up afterwards, and they tried really hard. I'm sure they worked really hard to get it cleaned up as fast as they fucking could. But at the end of the fucking day, it wasn't done, and it was still fucking filthy. And I don't know. Actually, it's kind of a dumb rant to go on, and not very funny, but
oh man.
Yeah.
No, man, it's good to have. It's good to have. It's good to pull at the heartstrings.
No, I don't want
dude.
any emotional content on this podcast. This is just for laughs. If you feel an emotion, that I fucked up. I want you to only laugh.
Suppress my emotions. Okay.
Yes. No, it's a giggle, haha, funny fuck time. So, but you are the only disabled person I like on record. So, yeah,
I feel honored. So what is it about me that gives me the golden ticket that other disabled people
I like that you liken my friendship to a golden ticket, and I think that more of my friends need to adopt this consciousness, this state of consciousness.
I feel very privileged, man. I feel very privileged.
You should.
I quite enjoy your vibe. I enjoy the chill nature of the streams and the progression in the podcast.
Call me JC Stripes, because look at how fast I'm going with these racing stripes.
I know. Looks so classy. Man.
Anyways, yeah, but I don't know. People think, I got a lot of problems with everybody. Apparently, I've got a lot of bigotry, classism. I will say I really don't have that big of a problem with gay people, because I don't feel like God, like that. It kind of implies that like God made some oops. He's like, they're doing what? They're doing what with what holes? Huh? Where are they putting it? What the? I didn't think about it. No, I didn't think about that. No, I didn't even realize you could do that. How do you feel about gay?
Yeah, man.
Why are you gay?
You might know. You might know. I hang around with a lot of LGBTQIA plus streamers. I have a lot of friends here on Twitch. I support. But, I think I'm able to sort of hang out with most folks. So, it doesn't exactly cause us to butt heads in any way. So, you say there's a bigotry issue regarding yourself. Well, I don't really see that, man.
Okay.
Maybe I'm living under a rock or something. But again,
I heard the gays like to butt heads.
You reckon? Well, maybe on a Sunday night at 3:00 in the morning, But we won't talk too much about
the
that.
brats are on. It's 3 a.m. The brats are on. Flip the brats, Taro. It's 3. Let me whip that thing out. So that's what the brats are on actually means that she's ready to make love to her boyfriend, and then it's actually setting up worse noises that I'm not going to emulate.
Yeah. That's the next episode of the podcast. That's the next episode.
But we're still going at it. We're still going hard. No, I just think, you know, I'm not saying that like everybody should be gay. Like we can't have everything just super gay. But I think that there's a time and a gay place. There's a gay time and a gay place.
To be honest with you, man, I think you're a lot more chill than you let on the stream. You're a lot more chill with a lot more different types of people than you sort of. What's up?
I'm just chilling out, dude. I'm just being chill.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I do have some pretty controversial views. Like, I don't think we can have a lot of open homosexuality in the military. I think that we need a military full of virile, masculine, closeted homosexual straight closeted males. Okay? We need a strong troop of closeted males. The Spartans knew this. Okay? Have you ever seen 300?
Well, to tell you a little bit of a fun fact about myself, I grew up with a bloke who turned out who was actually one of the scariest martial artists I've ever met in my life, and he turned out to be a gay man, and he served in the military. So you know, they can't all be, you know, all plastic-footed, you know, soft-footed, light-fisted, you know, individuals. They, you know,
these are the gay. What did you say? Light-foot? What?
You know, things aren't as well. You know what I'm trying to say.
I think you're whipping out the anecdotal evidence here. I think you're proving me right.
Yeah, well, the point I'm trying to make is, you know, you can't all paint folks with the same brush as easily as it might seem. Anyway. Sure. I agree. But you're kind of proving my point, aren't you? There's a lot of violently proficient gay
closeted,
folks out there.
Closeted gay men. Closeted gay. Closeted? Well,
but
eventually,
do they have to be closeted?
How long did they serve? Did they serve gay, or did they serve closeted?
I'm pretty sure someone can be out and still have the same degree of martial arts skill that the guy that I'm trying to describe have. He was a pretty dangerous motherfucker. But
I'm not questioning his potency. I'm not questioning his ability as a machine of death. What I'm questioning was he closeted during his service? Are you proving my point or not?
I don't believe he was closeted during
okay,
his
so
service.
He was open during his service.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Because you said he turned out.
But he was a lot like the Clay twins, you know, the older Clay twin that's gay, but he's hard about it. You don't really follow. All right, so imagine two English Cockney gangster brothers. It's what what was that BBC show that released a couple of years back?
Yeah, with the guy from Inception and Peaky Blinders maybe on it. I can't remember.
Peaky Blinders, yeah. You remember the Cray twins from Peaky Blinders? Remember the Cray twins?
No.
Yeah, so
I think I saw some clips of where there's a gay dude, but were they twins?
Yeah, but
they're twins. Yeah. I saw some YouTube shorts of this show, I think, where he shows up. I showed up for a proper gunfight, eh? And is that right? Is that right?
Yeah. So the story I'm trying to tell is that the elder Cray twin, which is the scarier of the two twins, turns out to actually, you know, be gay. So, you know, and he's a particularly violent man. And the guy I'm describing also could handle himself pretty well. And, you know, he served in the military. So I'm not going to sort of put forward that, you know, he was, you know.
But was he closeted during his service?
No,
he wasn't. He was out during his service. This sounds very modern.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not saying that there's no gayness in the military. It's just I'm just saying that it used to be more closeted. It used to be less open. I asked you starting this out, have you ever seen, I was talking about Sparta, okay?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen 300?
Yeah, I have. I have.
So the Spartans on the Greek island.
Most of those dudes were gay too. You know, most of the Spartans were pretty gay too.
Right. But let me get to my point. I'm just saying. But Sparta, okay, Sparta's doing gay shit, right? They got these elder commanders and they're dick deep in these boy cadets and they're fucking like crazy, but they look over at Athens and they're like, no, we fuck our cadets, but we're not doing democracy. That shit's gay. That shit's fucking gay. We are doing imperialism and then they took over Athens. So what, I mean, you know, if you're going to say Athens is less gay than Sparta, I don't know what I'm going to tell you. There's a little bit of repression to the whole thing, or it's a little more on the DL, whereas in Athens, they're going like, everybody gets a vote. I don't care.
Well, I think Sparta was actually pretty forward thinking. So because if you look at the history, you know, women were allowed to train with weapons. Women were given the opportunity to receive the same military training that the men were receiving. So there were a lot of, you know, men's female partners were proficient in swords and the same spear techniques that the soldiers were using. So, you know, it's not as clear cut as it might seem. You know, they're not as cloistered as they come across.
Just because they have butch chicks in their city doesn't really scream to me that they're less fruity than Athens. Athens is definitely fruitier than Sparta, and it's hard for me to believe it's the other way around.
I mean, look, as long as they can handle themselves in the fight, well, surely that's the most important thing as a Spartan.
Well, the Spartans won in the fight. And they weren't letting everybody vote. They were doing it imperial style, okay? And what I know in 300, it's called 300 because 300 Spartans took on 300,000 Persians. That's 1,000 to 1. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Here's why I know that the Spartans were closeted gays. Because 1,000 to 1, okay? A straight man's gonna hate that. And an openly gay guy is going to enjoy it too much. You need the right balance of pleasure and shame. And the Spartans hit it right. And they get, oh, this is 300. This is Sparta. And they were taking on 1,001 at once. One man, 1,000 men on top of them, pounding down big, meaty Persians. And also Persians, very gay. I mean, at least in that comic book, they are very openly gay army. They're letting it all hang out, quite literally. Okay, the guy hangs dong right in the middle of the city in broad daylight. Yeah, just, you know, it's inappropriate.
300 is a great movie, isn't it?
Honestly, when the Persians come to Sparta, it's kind of like a pride parade or something, you know? It's like there's elephants and there's fucking gold and sashes, so many sashes, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Am I wrong?
Gotta love the fashion statements from both the Persians and the Spartans, to be honest. You know, open nudity as a warrior is definitely something to respect going into battle. You know, charging in without, you know, only helms and no armor. You know, pretty
helms and no armor hanging. That sounds
pretty fucking manly, if you ask me.
Yeah,
man.
Going in raw. That sounds super manly. Going in deep and raw. That's what you like, right? That's what you like with another guy, Nemo? Is that what you're telling me? This episode has been brought to you by Trojan. And Prep.
Well, I've had a good time. Thank you so much for...
Are you running now? Did I scare you away?
No, I thought you were cueing me. I thought you were okay.
No, I have more to say. I have more to say gay. I have more to say gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't fuck. I'm ace. So, I'm not particularly, someone to talk about, my sexual experiences pretty forwardly, as you might like. I'm not that kind of person. That's not me. So,
Oh no, I'm not talking about my sexual experiences. I'm talking about open gayness, closeted gayness in the military, and its fucking tactical advantages. That's what I'm saying. And that's
well, I suppose it's one way to ambush an enemy, isn't it? When you think about it like that,
they're taking all comers. They put on their helm and derobe
from behind, from behind,
in the rear,
from behind. Yes.
It's tactical.
Stealth, a tactical stealth kill, quote unquote, shall we say? Yeah.
It's kind of disturbing when you get too violent about it, actually. It was cuter when we were going around the whole death and killing thing, but you went straight for that bullseye in the middle. Just like... Anyways, and listen, I would never ask you to talk about your sexual experience on the stream, but I might sample you going, I don't fuck. I don't fuck. I don't fuck. I might sample that.
You can make that a song if you like. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we'll make a beat out of it, and then you'll get it on a soundboard for your own Twitch.
Yeah, cool.
But it's why I think that Bill Clinton's don't ask, don't tell policy is actually somewhat nuanced, kind of sophisticated, somewhat acknowledging what's going on, but also saying that, we can't compromise the strength of our troops by ousting some, popular power bottom. That's going to destroy the morale of our troops if Daryl gets kicked out because everybody finds out he thrusts back just as hard.
Now, remind me, was this happening during the time where he was caught with Monica Lewinsky in the Oval Office? Was that happening? Was the don't ask, don't tell stuff sort of prevalent of the Monica Lewinsky stuff going on? Well,
when you think of Bill Clinton, you think of don't ask, don't tell. It's like, hey there, kids, why don't you keep it down back there? Hey. Just kidding. Get louder. I don't care. I won't tell anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody. Hey, Monica, wake up. You hear that shit? Hey, let's get go. Let's do round 3.
He was caught doing round 16 in the Oval Office. So, what does that say of old Bill?
Round 16?
Yeah.
What's round 16? Is that...
Well, so the story goes, the sexual escapades in the Oval Office might not have been as infrequent as we're led to believe if you read certain books on the subject.
Well, I would know, definitely not. I never thought it would be. So is there testimony that it was the 16th time?
No, there was testimony that it was occurring a lot more than we know. And the events that we know about it are just the events that have come to light, sort of thing.
I think most people...
There was a lot more sexual escapades going on than we know about at that time, is what I'm saying.
I think that most people become president to cheat on their wives. I think that's the whole point.
Ooh, maybe.
I would expect there to be more... If somebody was like, somebody fucks in the White House maybe once every 2 days. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, wow, once every 2 days, that's it? Wow. I would be impressed.
Do you think that there's a pattern with previous presidents, like going all the way back to, Lincoln and,
Washington? A pattern. I thought you were talking about General Patton. Your Australian disability confused me for a second. I'm sorry.
The mic quality might be a little bit shit. I do apologize about that.
No, it was the accent, it was Patton.
Yeah.
Pattern. Yeah.
Pattern.
Pattern. Yeah. American pattern. America pattern. Anyways, yes, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure everybody was but you know what? Not all of them were straight. Okay. The worst part of getting historically documented has to be when they dig up your shit post with the boys and all of a sudden you're gay. Demo, Nemo, I'm sure I've sent you something like, hey, I want to spit on that thing, dude. Hawk Tua, you're looking good today, I'm sure I've sent you something like that.
I seem to remember something a couple of months ago you sent me, actually, now that I think of it.
Yeah, well, don't shut the fuck up. Why would you embarrass me like that? I'm fucking red hot right now.
Captain
Not
Hardluck.
like that. Not like that.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
In front of everybody? I'm trying to keep this stream. Anyways, what were we talking about? Wow. My
previous president's sexual escapades throughout history. Right.
You know, and like, so Abraham Lincoln, they dig up all this shit on him, and apparently he's super gay. But you know what? That might be good for, shove the bottle up your ass. I see. So Abraham Lincoln, gay, great pickup for LGBTQ plus, right? Everybody Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves and also freed his asshole. You know, everybody really loves to hear that. But you know what? You know who didn't like Abraham Lincoln? The guys in the white mask. And you know who? The guys in the white mask, right? Anytime you got a bunch of guys in white mask hanging around, they're partying, right? There's some Diddy shit going on. Yeah. There's some Diddy. It's a freak off. There's baby oil. That's what they did. They used to squirt down their victims in baby oil first before they.
There's something I really want to say about something that happened.
Let it loose, Nemo. Oh my God, you're always asking. Story. This is what I was saying. Arousal is all about the right mix of pleasure and embarrassment. And Nemo, you can see it on his face right now. He's full of both. So go ahead, Nemo. Arouse the crowd.
There's a lot of things I could say about, like, white supremacy, that sort of stuff isn't as clear cut as some people might like to say, because I can point to a historic event early in Australia's history where First Nations children were being secretly defended from, how do I put this?
Not good. Not good things happen to kids.
Bodily harm from excuse me, and it was a so-called white supremacist from Australia that was coming to the rescue of these kids. So it's not as clear cut as it might seem, and I can provide details and facts to that if I need to at some point. We can edit that into the podcast if we need. I don't know, man. You can cut this if you want.
What do you mean we? Are you going to edit this episode for me? Yeah, okay. All of a sudden it's we on fucking Premiere. You going to fucking come in and drag the mouse? All right. God damn it. Now I got to fucking edit in historical context for your fucking First Nations bullshit. That's what I wanted to say the whole time. Anyways, good question. So, sorry to hear about your tragic past of your nation. It is tragic, and I will sign off on that. Very sorry to hear about it. Yeah, so go check out Nemo's channel. Cool. We'll
Twitch TV /Nemo X Serious, everybody. Please go check it out if you like some digital pinball content. Very chill vibes over in the stream. A lot less harpy.